boy, oh boy, do I have some clips for you. Deontay Wilder is representing as the captain of Team Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Promotions as he's taking on Big Bang Zhilei Zhang, who's representing Team Queensberry, on the pay-per-view headline by Dmitry Bivol taking on Artur Beterbiev, or Beterbiev versus Bivol on June the 1st in Saudi Arabia. We're going to talk about the card, but first, I want to take you down memory lane. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. Let's see what's the thought process and the logic behind Deontay Wilder now fighting for the slave masters on Hearn Plantation.
Never have been the mandatory for Deontay Wilder. He's been smashed to bits in AJ whenever he wanted. And suddenly, Dillian Whyte is overlooked by the WBC. And still, we're still campaigning with the WBC for his position to be clarified for where his career goes next. And bear this in mind that Matchroom Sport have a fight-by-fight arrangement with Dillian Whyte. Isn't that weird? Why do we have... He's not tied up like the slave contract of yesteryear. When I was running boxing, it was much easier. We were slave traders. We had these guys and they were working for us and we was the boss. The pendulum has swung. Now I have to say, Mr. Dillian Whyte.
Oh, my gosh. I remember I streamed this live. And Barry Hearn had sat in for Eddie Hearn because Eddie Hearn was flying all around the country at the time, or around the world, and he couldn't make it. So his father had stepped in, and Barry hadn't done a press conference maybe in 15 years at least. So to see him out there, I was like, oh, shit, is that motherfucking Barry Hearn? And sure enough, he delivered. He delivered with this old type. I can't believe he said that still to this day. Let me rewind it back. I can't believe he said that shit. Even Adam Smith got a little chuckle in.
Why? Isn't that weird? Why do we have... He's not tied up like the slave contract of yesteryear. When I was running boxing, it was much easier. We were slave traders. We had these guys and they were working for us and we was the boss. The pendulum has swung. Now I have to say, Mr. Dillian Whyte. I have to be respectful.
Oh, my gosh.
And it's really a nice position to be in because we can be...
Oh, my gosh. By the way, here's what Deontay Wilder... This was big news when it happened. Here's what Deontay Wilder had to say. One of the many interviews, and Deontay Wilder's toxic fan base, they was running with it. Running with it. I know Deontay Wilder must have broke so many hearts sitting up there with this man. Look at that big old smile on Eddie's face. And if you don't know, it's clear... Well, and heavily rumored that PBC, Al Heyman couldn't afford Deontay Wilder anymore. And Deontay Wilder raised concerns in the past about not getting all his money up front. It's been well known for years that Al Heyman sends out his money in checks, fighters' purses in installments. It's his way of taking care of the fighters. You've heard about those back-end checks, and the checks keep coming. You heard about it for years. Fighters used to brag about it. But listen to this right here. Tables have turned.
Ever thought with me and old Eddie would be working together. So this is an ultimate surprise right here. And like Eddie said to Frank, you know, it's a shame that we can't work together in the business of boxing. This is what it's all about. The best fighting the best promoter going against the best promoters, to putting fighters together. And I love the scenery. I love how Your Excellency, you know, Turkey come in and his staff, and they rearrange and change the way boxing is promoted and done. And I'm looking for that acting career after. Yeah. You don't have to get hit.
So, to be honest, I think it was the right move to make. You can't keep waiting around being on the shelf. And Deontay Wilder, no pun intended, was wildly inactive. You know, for a fighter, you know, of his caliber, with the money that he was bringing in, especially coming off of losses the way he did to Tyson Fury, you know, you got to keep him active. For example, look at his resume. 43-3-1 with 42 KOs. Already, look, 2 fights in 6 months. Joseph Parker and Zhilei Zhang, 2 big fights. But if you look, after 2019, what did you see? 1 fight against Tyson Fury 2021. 1 fight against Tyson Fury 2022. I mean, 1 fight against Tyson Fury at the beginning of 2020. Obviously, COVID hit a month later, shut the country down. Then he returned against Tyson Fury at the end of 2021. one fight in 2022, and one fight in 2023. And the man's now 38 years old. So if he wins, he's supposed to be fighting Anthony Joshua, and then the winner of Joshua Wilder is actually Joshua Wilder is supposed to be happening in June or in March. It's supposed to be happening. It's supposed to either happened already or happening in June or so. But Deontay Wilder lost to Joseph Parker. Like just completely got washed by Joseph Parker. But the winner of Zhang versus Wilder is supposed to face the winner of the Anthony Joshua, and the winner of Joshua Wilder, if Wilder beats Zhang, is supposed to fight the winner of Fury Usyk because they have a 2-fight deal. Fury Usyk happening on May the 18th, by the way. You can expect a preview video, another preview video on that. I'm leaning towards Tyson Fury, but I will not be surprised if Usyk beats him. Like, I think Usyk can do it for real. Very highly skilled fighter. And Tyson Fury, admittedly, has had issues with the smaller fighters. So, Zhilei Zhang, I think, has a great chance to beat Deontay Wilder off of the jab and just being active. Deontay Wilder is not known to be a boxer, not known to be a great, like a pressure fighter. He's a one-hit wonder. He relies on that right hand, and the old Wilder needs to return because he said, like, he's lost his passion, his hungerness. And I wonder if Tyson Fury really did dent his face. Not from any gloves, but like he really do got a dent in his whole head. By the way, I'm going to show you this fire-ass promo here from the Saudis. They are really doing it big. Also, the Saudis are close to signing Terrence Crawford if they haven't officially already. And he's likely going to be fighting Israel Madrimov. This Eddie Hearn has also signed Boots Ennis. So Eddie Hearn is having a bit of a resurgence here. And what's going on with Andy Ruiz? He's got to get out there. That's the only fight that was being dangled around for Deontay Wilder when he was still at PBC. But allegedly, reportedly, Andy Ruiz is pricing itself out. And frankly, Wilder versus Ruiz, before Wilder versus Joe Parker, in my personal opinion, don't really sell that much. 200,000 pay-per-view buys. I don't see that as really being a super big fight. And Deontay Wilder is not really a pay-per-view star. I mean, after all, look, if he loses, right? If he loses, he'll have lost 1, 2, 3, 4 of his last 5 fights. And then you want to really count Robert Helenius? And arguably, he lost the Tyson Fury fight. But you really want to count Robert Helenius? So if you take Robert Helenius out, I know we can't really do that, but he can be 0-4. So he needs this big bang Zhilei Zhang win. He needs it. Let's go watch this promo here. Oh, we didn't talk about the undercard. Artur Beterbiev versus Dimitri Bivol. This is going to be on free ESPN here in the States, from what I'm understanding. ESPN Plus. But this rest of the card is going to be pay-per-view. Like, I'm trying to figure out how they're going to do this. Well, anyway, Willie Hutchinson versus Craig Richards, Deontay Wilder versus Zhilei Zhang, Hamza Shiraz versus also Emma Williams, Raymond Ford versus Nick Ball, like this fight, Dubois versus Felix Hergovitz, Beterbiev versus Bivol. So the fights, obviously, I'm interested in the most is Wilder versus Zhang, Beterbiev versus Bivol, Ford versus Ball, Dubois versus Hergovitz. That's not in order. But let's go watch this promo here. Hopefully they don't copyright me, but I haven't watched this yet. I had the flu, so I was a little bit down. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe.
Gentlemen,
just seeing Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren working together. By the way, Frank Warren's been the A side. What a power move there. But just to see them working together shows that, like boxing, when we really want to, we can get it together. We need this type of work in the United States. And the only promotional company that's not really playing ball, like they'll play ball when they have to, when they absolutely have to. Like they did with Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, because they need to build up that PBC portfolio for the Amazon deal. But Al Heyman still be kind of like playing keeper where you're trying to. We can understand why PBC is not in the best shape of the as of late, and the Tim Zufandora pay-per-view naturally flopped. The Keith Thurman pay-per-view wouldn't have done much better, but you know they got some ground to make up, because right now Eddie Hearn and Matchroom is back on the move. Even Frank Warren.
rules. We'll have no around and absolutely no funny business. We're going to wait our turn and maintain our manners at all times, or this game's over before it's even begun. Frank, let's have you do the honours. Age before beauty, Eddie. Let's get some fights made. I haven't got all night.
Chop, chop, Frankie. Off you go.
Chop, chop indeed. That's a cleaver swinging, and there's a killer behind it. He's enjoying his first Friday as a butcher. When two guys come in to collect, as they always do, where's our money, they demand from his boss. Our butcher here doesn't take too kindly to the noise. He calmly asks, "Can I help you?" Before they can respond, crash. Bang. And a wallop. They wake up on the pavement the next morning. Nice sausages, though.
Cute. What a lovely bedtime story. Flip it, sweetheart.
Watch your mouth.
The jeweller. This kid's a proper diamond. Rocks, chains, watches. Knock, knock. Who's there? 3 blokes come crashing through the door. Lost Property's closed on a Monday, boys. He's smart, but some people just can't take no for an answer. I don't think this is yours, they say. The front man throws a punch. My man slips it. Bang! He pops the next man's nose like a bloody balloon. You've broken my nose. He goes, bang! And it's outside, and a quick way down for the challenger.
Let's see what you're packing, Eddie.
Picture this. You got yourself into one of the most dangerous man's houses in the East End. You're browsing his gallery for your nan's next wall piece.
Looked after his nan. Oh.
When you come face to face with a colourful character himself and his lovely sawn-off shotgun, you slip the first shot, leaving with a shiner to remember you by. That's another one for his nan's collection.
Chinaman.
They say if you love what you do, you'll never have to work another day in your life. Never had a CV. Just a fist. So he got a job as a doorman. And like the saying goes, if you can't take the heat, then why are you even in the kitchen?
Talking about kitchens, this man is a cook. And he doesn't take customer feedback too well either. That's not the way I like it. Get back in there and make me another, the customer says. Wallop. Now that's one way to enjoy a haggis.
It's the ones that work in the shadows are the ones you want to look out for. He shouts at my lad, "Get over here and clean this blood off the canvas." My lad steps inside the ring. "Where's your mop?" He says he'd clean the floor with him. Night, night.
I can always respect a man that takes out the rubbish.
This lot in the same room's going to be trouble. Come on, then.
This man's an artist. My lad's a perfectionist, a visionary, fists like cast iron. His boss comes over. "What's taking you so long?" "I'm thinking," he says. Next minute, it's bang.
Now, houses aren't this man's forte. He likes fixing cars and breaking jaws. If you happen to find your way into this man's garage looking for trouble, saying things like, "Should I trash the place? Should I burn the place?" you generally leave him toothless, I'm afraid.
Last 2 cards, gents.
Not all heroes wear capes. Some wear tyres and ride double-deckers. So when someone disrupts his peaceful commute, crash, his head through the window.
This man's been behind the wheel all day. What does he see? Some nabbing some old girl's handbag. He hammers his foot to the pedal. He steps out of the taxi to finish the job right there on the pavement. She even tipped him a fiver.
June the 1st, make sure your mob are there.
Troops assembled.
Shake hands, boys. Let's have a fair fight.
I wonder if Hergovich wasn't available because I didn't see him when it was the taxi driver. We got Dubois protecting females on public transportation.
This man's been behind the wheel all day. What does he see? Some after nabbing some old girl's handbag. He hammers his foot to the pedal. He steps out of the taxi to finish the job.
Yeah, Herkovitz must have not been available. Here's a little issue I have, maybe because I watch a lot of movies. As you can see, this guy clearly has hair, not the same. This is supposed to be Herkovitz right here. You can see they kind of shadows him out a little bit. You know, that's supposed to be him, but it's not. Skinny ass neck. It's not him.
He steps out of the taxi to finish the job right there on the pavement.
And this bloke clearly is like built like Jason Statham. Balding. So it's not him. But overall, one thing about the Saudis, their production quality has been there. I'm going to be covering this whole card, obviously, on June the 1st. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. More content to come. And I'm going to be doing individual videos and previews on each of the main fights that I mentioned earlier. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.